Mark and a somewhat surprising leader. Paul?
Yes, Chris, we've had a big surprise here, and that big surprise was the performance of the defending world champions, Ponomarenko and Klimova. They came out, they were flat, lackluster, and as a result find themselves sitting in second position behind their teammates Vizova and Zulin. The Duchenes gave an excellent showing for themselves and are sitting in a nice, comfortable third position going into the original dance.
Now, Barb, it was a great day for a couple of young Canadians.
Yes, it was. Jacqueline Peter and Mark Janaszek are very pleased with their 10th place position going into the original dance. However, Michelle McDonald and Martin Smith are a little bit disappointed, but as we saw at the Canadians, their best is yet to come.
Well, the original dance will be Thursday. We look forward to that. Now back to Brian Williams.
Thank you, Chris. Still to come tonight, the original program for the pairs. Again, Eisler and Brasseur favored to win gold in this event. Right now in the second installment of our Perfect Six series to explain about pairs and in particular the spectacular lifts. Once again, here are Barbara Underhill and Paul Martini.
A fascinating look inside figure skating. The world's finest skaters in Perfect Sixes. Brought to you by the agents of Sun Life.
One of the most spectacular moves in figure skating is the throw jump, found only in the pair event.
Each one of the throws is an existing free skating jump, executed by the lady, but assisted by the man, to achieve more speed and greater height. In this picture, you see a triple Salchow executed by Jill Trenery on the left, and a throw triple Salchow by Christine Huff and Doug Ledre on the right. You can clearly see the difference in the size of these elements.
The best pair skaters in the world can make the throw appear effortless. However, the risk is very high, with the lady often crashing to the ice.
Because of the potential danger of these throws, the ISU has put a limit of 2 throws in the long programs. To maximize the effect, pair teams are throwing higher and farther in the hopes that the success of these elements will bring them closer to achieving the perfect six.
There's also an element of danger in the pairs competition. Christine Huff and Doug Ledre will certainly attest to that. But what about our Canadians and their chances here?
Well, word around Munich is that Isabelle Brasseur and Lloyd Eisler have what it takes to become the next world champions. They've been looking very strong in practice, and they're very confident going into tonight.
2 other teams that have looked very strong here in practice are Huff and Ledre and Ball and Bombardier. They've practiced well, they look sharp, and I'm looking for some personal bests from all of these teams here this evening.
Canadians Brasseur and Eisler like their draw. They will skate 9 out of the 19 pairs here. The same can't be said for the new European champions, Natalia Mishkutenok-Artur Dmitriev, 3rd. And I wonder if this draw is to their detriment.
Well, Chris, I really don't see a problem with it. They're the reigning European champions. They medaled last year at Worlds. They are not an unknown quantity to this judging panel.
I saw a 2-foot landing on the double axle there. Incredible flexibility, and here's one example of it.
We have just seen a very soundly skated program. However, their choice of music didn't exactly get me involved in the program. I wanted to be excited, and yet they just glided through the program, and I really didn't get involved. And I don't know whether or not that type of program in this event is going to be one that's going to put them on top.
Well, it was beautiful and it was elegant, and it's a direct contrast from what you're going to see from Herbie and Isabel, who are just powerful, very powerful. Here's a look at the double axel jumps.
Possibly in slow motion, we can see whether or not she actually did 2-foot this jump on the landing.
Yes, she
I think she
definitely
did
touched
touch
down
down
with her toe.
Choreographically, I found the program somewhat interesting, especially here. We're going to see one of the spins that they executed, but then they went immediately into the pair spin right after this. Kind of unusual that they would not put any other element between the two spins.
They were third at last year's World Championships behind Brasseur and Eisler. They've changed their short program from the Europeans. It was a can-can then, and it didn't seem to carry off their personalities. I think they're better as a dramatic couple.
Well, I find it interesting, Chris. We're going to see their long program later this week, and it is in the same vein as this program, a slow, beautifully choreographed, flowing program, and why they would 2-2 the same, I'm not really sure.
It's the first set of marks for Mishkutenok and Dmitriev. The required elements, 5.4 from the British judge up to 5.7s. These are first place marks, but lots of room there for...
It does look like the judges took a deduction for the double axel.
Natalia not happy with the first set of marks, but I think the second set will please her. As you can see, 5 6s up to 5 8s for the European champions of 1991, Mishkutenok and Dmitriev. Coming up, Canadians Ball and Bombardier. They're next when CBC's coverage of the world.
Now the double axels.